Christmas for you.
Ooh. What's up? What's up? Good morning, everybody. Got a few minutes to spend with you. Had a busy past couple days. Really busy. I haven't jumped on much. Hope you enjoyed date night. Yeah, we actually do like 24 hours, so we still got something planned this morning. Rocking that out. What's up? Long time. I know it's been a few days or a couple days or something like that. Been missing the scopes. I'll jump back on. I just had a few products that I had to rock. Tavana sucks. Yeah, there's literally two choices at Starbucks. So, all right. If you guys want, I'll spend some time with you. If you guys want to talk business, if you guys want to talk about anything that's going on, it's a quick update. Let my tea steep. You get an AK on Monday. Yeah, we were going to launch AK on Friday, but I didn't want to compromise date night. And when we did the order process, there were some bugs, and we're really launching it as what's called a soft launch. So we're not. Don't go to Starbucks. Evil company. Somebody said that. I didn't see who it was. Well, I'm already here. I'm already here at Starbucks. What's going on, dude? Is that Jack? The name of my company is Internet Marketing Bar. I also have several other companies, so it depends on which one. You missed the WP Scope webinar. Yes, there's going to be a replay of that. The replay should be up if you go back to it right now. I'm not sure. You need to sell orange hats for true fans. You know, I actually have a hat that has the laptop lifestyle guy here. The sports logo that has the guy sitting down in it. It's just that the quality of the hat wasn't very good, and I didn't want to. Some of you might like it, but I didn't want to get it out there. Tommy, am I going to Periscope Summit? I'm going to the one in January in San Francisco. What should I invest my money into? It would depend on what you're interested in, what you're passionate about. Let your money grow. I invested into businesses. What do you use to manage your email lists? I use my own software called SmartMember. SmartMember. It's going to open back up. SmartMember.com. Click pages or lead pages? I've never heard of click pages. If you meant to say click funnels or lead pages, they each have their place, but I use click funnels. What type of businesses? Internet, mostly everything's internet marketing related. So we do software development, we do product launches, we do affiliate promotions, video marketing, and then Record Investments does investing. Traffic Academy 2, your opinion. You guys just try to ask the questions a little bit. I understand I may not know what you're talking about. Traffic Academy 2. Are you talking about HTA 2.0? Are you talking about High Traffic Academy by Vic? Video marketing meaning Entourage Films, a film company. How much will SmartMember cost? SmartMember will have a lifetime option on it for $4.97, or it'll have a monthly fee on it just after. So you can either buy lifetime, which is for life, unlimited, or afterwards you could do monthly fee. There'll be monthly fees. There'll be a small version, like a trial version for free, and then there'll be monthly fees scaling up depending on how much services you need. But the one-time lifetime version will only be available, and then it will go. We might push back the SmartMember launch a little bit more. So look for an email this next week here, where we might let another 100 people in for beta to try out version 1.2, and then we might launch version 2.0 of SmartMember in next month, because we're so close to 2.0 anyways. How do I start? Start by going to chrisrecord.tv. chrisrecord.tv is where to start. And if you want to be beta, we don't want to open it up public until, I think we're just going to do 2.0. Fisherman703 says, buy Vic. HTA 2.0. I think it's a great course. I think Vic's a good teacher. I think he really means well for everybody. I think he's all about building a community, and I think he's focused on the long term. So for all of that, I think HTA 2.0 is a good course. Do you hire vets? I don't know why we wouldn't. Can you loan me $300 and an intern? So you need both $300 and want one of the interns. That's an interesting. You got to make a better. You got to learn to sell better. There's not much of a value proposition there. What do you use to create a website page? I use ClickFunnels, or I pay a website designer. I don't bother creating. If I'm going to create myself, I'm going to jump into ClickFunnels, because you can create a full-blown web page, a really beautiful web page, in like 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Good morning. I'm here willing to hang out with you guys, ask questions. What do you want to know? Best way to grow my MLM company. You want large growth and not 1 to 2 here. If you want large growth, treat it like a product launch. Treat it like you're building your own company within a company, okay? Build a company within a company. And treat your own company like it's its own product launch. Did you walk this morning? I did. I didn't walk. Honestly, it's a little chilly. I'm not making an excuse, but it was a little chilly, so I walked, and then I drove. But I've still been doing 100 push-ups every single day, and now as part of the 100 push-ups and 100 per day for 100 days challenge. Starbucks, that's correct. Great webinar yesterday. I'm so glad I attended. Right on. Reno's chilly too. Yeah, there's been some sort of cold wind, so I didn't want to go out and get cold just because I wanted to run. How many leads a day do you still get from Facebook? I don't know. The list is growing pretty rapidly, though. I think we're at like 60,000, in the 50s, somewhere in the 50,000s. Did you talk about 8K per day? Yes, we moved the launch to Monday. I felt confident. It's ready to go now, but we moved the launch to Monday. Love the freestyling. Right on. You know, that was a huge step out of my comfort zone, and everybody loved it. How did you make the mental jump from low-level worker to exec? I did that through books. I read books. One of the first books I did read way back in the day was Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And I read that book, and it started getting me thinking like an entrepreneur. I started realizing that I didn't want to be in any career where there was a ceiling. What's a good business to start? I would say affiliate marketing is a good business to start. Have you updated to IO9? I have not. I heard it's awesome, though, that I should. Good morning. Do you use YouTube pay-per-view? I have a guy that has broken it all down to me, Tommy Powers, but I haven't had him set it up yet. Your 7-Figure Traffic Academy seems awesome. Yes, it is definitely awesome. It's out of everything I do in terms of coaching and helping people, so far it's the best thing that I do. You know, I mean, everybody has their own personal preference, but I mean, I go several days in a row of like 8 to 10 hours a day of just teaching whatever my latest strategies are in person. So it's the only venue I have like that. Chuckle Uncle. Mind if I ask what company? What company for what? Are you asking for a recommendation? Maybe I missed the preference of that, Chuckle. What are your thoughts on the new FB Super Pixel? I think that, I think that you can find a common ground where you're not on the bleeding edge, but where you're on the leading edge. Get as far as you can where you can manage your own Facebook, and then take some money and start experimenting with new things outside of that. But get to the point where you actually have something that you are fully in control of, that if something new comes out, you don't have to learn it quite yet. Get to the point where you are very, very good at something, and then experiment with the new stuff as soon as it comes out. What company am I the CEO of? Oh, Internet Marketing Bar Incorporated. We do product launches, affiliate marketing. We do software development. We have a video portion of the company. Any tips for, oh, missed it, sorry. Those questions all came and went. I spaced it on answering those ones, sorry. Hey, you guys, I got some good news. Are my scopes on catch? Yes, they're all at chrisrecord.tv. And we're gonna put a lot more up there than just scopes. And they're all free, like over 100 of them. I've done over 100 scopes. And they're like this, just basically answering questions, training, teaching, value, anything I can do with you guys, all for free. Nothing, chrisrecord.tv, just like that. Have a blessed day as well. Jab, Jab. Yeah, absolutely recommended. Yeah, Jab, Jab is a good book. Jab, Jab, right hook. Any tips other than social media? Build a list. Build a list, even if you're the first person on your list. Start building a list. Start building an autoresponder. Start building email. Email is where you're going to get a lot of your sales from. Best way to learn affiliate marketing? I mean, the way I learned everything was I started searching and Googling things, YouTube and Google, and started learning. I got all the basic foundation. Then I found people through that process that I resonated with, and I asked them if they had any courses for sale that I could buy anything, and then I bought their courses, and then I started taking massive action on what I learned, and it made millions of dollars. Okay, cool. Rakuten. Best way to build a list. Well, you gotta get some sort of an offer. Like if I say, go to chrisrecord.tv, you can watch all my replays. I give them all to you for free, just here on Scope, but you join my list, and then you have access to over 100 free videos. So right there, I'm leading by example and showing you. So if you go to chrisrecord.tv, there's a service called Bridge Pages that I use to build my list, like lead pages. And then it goes into a service called catch.me. There's basically effortlessly right there, that's done. I could look it up today, but it's like 2,500 or 3,000 leads. Just from that, just here from Periscope. So there's leads everywhere. This is just a free venue here on Periscope. What do I have to say about people who lose their email list host? I'm not sure what you would mean. Just put your list somewhere else. I have a launch coming. Can you suggest a graphic designer for a sales page? Just go to a site called upwork.com, upwork.com. But really, if you just want something, just find another page it looks like. Just find like a logo. If you want to design a logo, go find another logo and tell your designer, design me something similar to this, like a knockoff version of this or a knockoff version of that. It'll be really simple. You don't copy it exactly, but you just basically say, I want my logo to look like this. Otherwise, your designer will give you a bunch of random designs. Sometimes they're going to look ugly, and you're not going to like them. Am I coming to Ecom Expo? No, I won't be. But obviously, I would love to. Obviously, I promoted that product. Obviously, those guys are good friends of mine. If you look at the speaker lineup, it's amazing. But you know, you get to a point where you can't make every event. Any tips for marketing to community for a new church plant? Yeah, focus on local marketing. If you look up local marketing and get into like in the affiliate marketing world, there's lots of products for local marketers. So learn how to like market locally. Learn how to basically do some online marketing to build up a local community in your own city, in your own area, and build up a local list. Best pay-per-click campaign would be Facebook PPC. 10x your day. Thanks, Lisa. Lisa, good hat in your profile picture. You've gotten some great stuff from Fiverr. Yeah, Fiverr is also a good source. Usually it's not $5 though. I mean, be prepared to spend 50 or $100, but Fiverr is a good source. How do you charge a local company for running Facebook ads for them? Usually you charge a fee on top of whatever they spend with a minimum. So you would do like, you know, say I'll manage these for $1,000 a month minimum, and then 10% of whatever you spend. So you know, say, hey, look, I want you to scale up your ads, but in order to do so, these need to be profitable, right? So I'm going to get your ads profitable, making money for you, and then as you scale up, I've got more to do, so I want 10%. And so you charge like $1,000 plus 10% on top of that. So then you go, hey, start with spending $1,000 a month on Facebook ads. I'm only making $100 and on that, and we got a good relationship. Let me prove it to you there. And then try to scale them up to $10,000 a month. Now you're making that, then $100,000 a month or whatever. And nobody will argue 10% per month. Why doesn't Facebook build an AdSense competitor? I don't know, but they built everything else. So maybe because they're too busy like building everything else. Simple consulting fees and advertising on actuals is also an option. Yeah, obviously there's lots of options. I'm kind of doing like rapid fire answers right now. These are my rapid fire early morning answers. I was up at 5 a.m. this morning doing push-ups. I would say that I've almost got the habit developed. I'm almost there. I have no problem waking up, but I'm still groggy in the morning. So I'm almost there. Am I looking forward to the dislike button? I've not paid attention to it. I'm not sure how that button would make any impact in my life. How much sleep in a night do you get? Between 4 to 6 hours a night. If I sleep, I've trained my body enough where if I sleep 8 hours, I feel incredibly tired. If I sleep 6 hours, that's the sweet spot. 4 hours if I've got a lot going on. Your Jesus, ask you anything. Okay. I would love to. I've got questions for Jesus all the time. Do you recommend buying email lists? No. I recommend building your own list and building a tribe, building a relationship with your list right from the beginning, from when they opt in. So if they opt in, they know who you are right off the bat, because you don't need a bigger list, you need a tribe. How much money is your record in 1 week as an affiliate? I don't know, probably like, off the top of my head, like when I promoted Ecom Masters by Tanner Larson, I sold like 200 and maybe 6,000, 210,000 in a week. So that paid, you know, whatever that was, like 100,000 was my commissions, and then I also won his contest and stuff, so that was like another 50,000. So that's like 150,000 in commissions that week. I don't know if that's the best, but that's one that stands out as one of my highest promotions I've done, that I actually walked away with like 150 grand in commissions. I'm gonna start a company that will be dependent on sponsoring. How will I convince companies? Oh, you mean getting sponsorships from companies? Focus on sales. Just learn sales. Whether you're selling somebody to donate to a charity, whether you're selling somebody to invest in your company, whether you're selling somebody to buy your product, it's all sales. So if you're asking, how do I convince, become a master of sales or hire somebody that's very, very good at sales. I do not use Thumbtack. Scrub. We use Scrub as a process. Has Periscope helped you earn more? Yes, of course. Yes, of course. Within my first year on Periscope here, I'm sure that this Periscope will be responsible for generating at least $1 million in revenue for the business. We're already in the tens of thousands, and I've not even been in here on a full month yet. My first job was, I don't know, I don't remember the order of my jobs, but early on I worked at a deli, I worked at which was a deli coffee shop, I worked at a movie theater, Cinema 9, Santa Cruz, and I worked at Shadowbrook Restaurant in Santa Cruz. And Shadowbrook Restaurant was probably my favorite of all the jobs. But I don't remember what my first job was. Car. What question do you have about cars? I'm not sure what you mean. How to market them, how to sell them, what is that? I'm a great salesperson, hire me. We're always looking to hire salespeople. Go to internetmarketingbar.com and go to careers. Even though it doesn't say salespeople, just apply there. What do you drive? I just drive old used cars. I'm thinking about buying another old used car. So it's more of the kind of, if you read books, it's more of the Millionaire Next Door. If you've read that book, it's more of that style right now. Eventually I'll just retire and start buying toys, but no reason to go too crazy right now. Are hashtags beneficial? I mean, it helps people find you, but I don't use them. Is there a good course for program managers? I don't really know. You'd have to tell me about what? Managing what? Do you like sports? Yes, I like sports. I'm a sports fan. I spend time on sports. People tell me I'm stupid that it's not productive to watch sports, but I do think that, I don't know, you find things that make you passionate, right? Niners, I'm a Niners fan. You don't date dudes with fancy cars for that reason, yeah. I've had some fancy cars. I drove like a $120,000 car before. I mean, I've had lots of fancy cars. I just didn't really, I don't know. They really, if it really does motivate you and it really fills you with passion, it gets you to produce more and stuff. I mean, you know, what's the point of money if you're not spending it? But I just like to, I don't know, I prefer to invest it. Everybody has their different style. I've been down that road of spending money pretty frivolously, and I don't know, sometimes you have to get it out of your system. So some of you are going to have a car that drives you. Some of you are going to be driven to success to get like a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or a Bentley or something. But then once you get it, you may not, it may not have that same drive. But I guess you don't know till you try. How long do you sleep a day? My sweet spot is 6 hours, but I prefer to get 4 if I can pull it off and still be pretty functional. And that gives me two more hours per day to be able to do something that I love. And I don't want to sleep through life. Do you take regular vacations? I do not take regular vacations. I incorporate vacationing into what I do. Why, like, if you treat what you do like a vacation, why would you want to take a vacation from a vacation, right? So what I do is I incorporate what I do. I learned how to work online so that I can work from anywhere in the world. And so what I'll do is I'll go places to work. I'll go places to, like you learn, you step to the next level when you learn how to be able to incorporate what you love and find ways to make money doing what you love. So think about this. Just the simplest thing is, why would you take a vacation from a vacation? So if you can ever get to the point where you can learn to treat what you're doing like a vacation, then you've got a winning, you've got your hands on something that you can sustain for years, regardless of even the money. Something that you love doing, something that you wouldn't want to take a break from because it's so fun. And if you have to wait to take a vacation, that you have to go take time away from your business to take a vacation, you might want to ask, well, why don't I set my business up in a way that I can always take vacations? I don't have to take time away from anything. I want to answer that training question. Could you try asking that training question another way? It's something about the monotonous training that's repetitive. Could you try asking that a different way? I'm curious about that question, but I didn't quite understand it. Show me a receipt. ATM. You want me to go to an ATM, right? Show you a receipt of what? What is it you want to see from an ATM? Do you just like looking at high numbers in people's bank accounts? Is that like is that something that's exciting, like a fetish? I'm not sure what you mean. But I am here. For those of you guys that don't know me, my name is Chris Record. I'm the CEO of Internet Marketing Bar. I'm in the middle of a 24-hour date night, but my wife wanted to sleep in this morning, so I went out and went to Starbucks and hung with you guys for a few minutes, answering questions. What do I think of Bill Zarian? I think he's great at getting himself known. I think that guy has figured out there's a niche out there, people that are looking for guys like that. The 8K per day comes out Monday. We moved the date to Monday. And it's going to be a series. It's going to be more than what people think. It's going to be a full series. Do I have children? I have a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. My 4-year-old is autistic, so we spend a lot of times in special needs programs with him. Trump? ? I don't know what your question is about Trump. What do you do when training becomes monotonous? I train people and it's getting repetitive. Well, why are you training them repetitive training? You know, what is it you're training? Like, what does it have to be the same training every single time? Show them your Starbucks receipt. What? I don't know that it's rude to ask for somebody to ask. If the question's about the way the question was phrased, about like, go to an ATM and show me your receipt, that is fairly rude. But if the question is, hey, I would love to believe that, if the question was framed like, I would love to believe you're a millionaire, or you know, that you run $1 million business or anything, but I just have a hard time believing because I'm jaded, and I would love advice from somebody, but I can't help it. I'm jaded, right? If that's where they're coming from, I mean, that's real. That's not a, you know, you got to think like it's hard to believe sometimes. It's hard to believe. Why would somebody that's successful take time? It's hard to believe. People, there's a mindset behind it, and it's very understandable. It's very easy to know why somebody would do this, but it's hard for some people. It all depends on how you grew up. By the way, yes. If you go to chrisrecord.tv, I'm sure I've done that. Maybe not an exact ATM receipt, but if you go to chrisrecord.tv, like in half these videos, people want to see proof of stuff, and so I just log online. And I've shown millions of dollars online. If anybody's in here that's actually attended one of my, let's say there's 96, 97 people live. If anybody that's live right now has attended one of my Periscopes where I walked through and showed like, okay, here's my affiliate accounts, here's my bank accounts, here's my stuff like that, and showed the screen, feel free to remind me which one it is. I don't know which one. So you're saying you have, I don't know which ones I do that on. Tony Rush, I'm friends with Tony Rush. I know who Tony Rush is. He's been in the industry for a long time, both internet marketing and network marketing. He's been a public speaker. I'm familiar with Tony Rush. He might even be on here on Periscope. But I don't know what your question was about Tony Rush. Do you drink? I have green tea, so I'm drinking that. If you mean alcohol, I do drink alcohol, but I haven't drank a sip of any kind of alcohol since March of this year. And that's been kind of a while. So I don't know. I decided to go through a phase where I wanted to see what it was like not drinking for a while, and to see what it's like, and I don't know, kind of like it. So I wouldn't say that I've quit drinking, but I would say that it's fascinating to see what you can challenge yourself to do, and so I just decided to I like switching things up. Is that because it was a problem? No, actually, drinking helped my career. I mean, it helped my career a lot, but I mean, I guess you could justify anything. How would I have known what would have happened if I wasn't drinking, right? But I'm a big social networker, and drinking has actually got me in a lot of groups. That doesn't mean you need to do it. There's ways to get in there with that. There's people also that don't drink, right? That do that. Alcohol's annoying because of the major hangovers. Yeah, you know, there's pros and cons of it. I mean, if somebody has an addiction, I think that they should look at that. But I like to 10x everything I do, so I don't really drink in moderation. So you said moderation. I don't really do anything in moderation. So that's my thing. Is I'm much more like I consistently go big. I go big. I take massive action on everything, even drinking. What shifted in your mind for you to produce what you're producing now? I think that every single few years I have some sort of major breakthrough, but I would say the big breakthrough was when my son got diagnosed with autism, and I stepped back from business for like 6 months, and then when I stepped back in, I said, you know what, this time I want to do it way differently. So I basically started hiring employees, getting offices, started getting partners, started branching out, doing lots of stuff, and I just said, you know what, I want to go hard so that when my son gets a little bit older, so that I can really dive in. I know my son's going to need a lot of my help. So I kind of said, okay, look, I got a window of opportunity here, and a lot of people don't understand why I'm going so hard right now, but that's because I feel like I've got a window of opportunity to be able to really set us up so that I can really be engaged and involved with my son, because he's getting a lot better, but he still is autistic. He's like right on that branch. He's high functioning autistic, and I just want to make sure that my kids are good. I want to make sure, I think you just follow your dreams and passion. I feel like after I stepped out of the autism bubble that I was in for a while, I just basically decided to step it up and just go crazy and start doing things on a higher level, like impact. Like if you watch my scopes, you'll see next week we're going to the bank, we're taking out $1,000 and we're going to give it to the homeless community in Sacramento, all live. And I'll start doing stuff like that. We're going to start helping out and doing philanthropy on here live for you guys, just so you see it's not all about the money, it's all about the emotions of what that money can do, and it's all about the emotions of what you can achieve in your life. And these are some things that we're doing. And if you guys for those of you guys that follow me, swipe to the side and follow me to make sure you get those notifications. What are the odds your kid is autistic? Yeah, actually the odds are, depending on where you are, the odds are actually pretty high. Here in the United States, it's like 1 in 20 kids or something like that. Book recommendation, the Yan Li. Tell me what topic you're wanting to learn about, and I'll do my best to recommend a book about it. Here, hold on 1 second, you guys. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. All right, hit me up. Keep the questions running. Sales book. I would say 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. Sell or Be Sold by Grant Cardone. Those are 2 good books for sales. $1 Million View. Is that what? That's just California palm trees. I don't know about that ad blocking technology. Where have I traveled? I've mostly traveled in the United States. But I mean, I've gone to places like Bora Bora and Tahiti and vacation spots, but I mostly just travel the United States. What is 10X? It's a book called 10X Rule, like the rule, like you're following the rule. Where did you find your business partners? Online. I work with people first, and I see how that goes, and I usually work with them by paying them for project, and if I like them, after having experience with them, if I like them, then I'll introduce a possible partnership. But even with the partnership, I usually pay them either like a chunk of money so that they have like a base income, but some people will work for free. Do you invest in shares? Do you mean timeshares? I'm not sure what you mean. I missed the 6 figures question, sorry about that. My 2-year-old son is autistic, and that's why you're an inspiration. Thank you. Yeah, it's, autism's a trip. I love that your Periscopes aren't staged, off the cuff. Yeah, I just go somewhere and I just click record. I mean, isn't that the point of Periscope? That I guess there's multiple points. It works, it all depends on how you do it. It works everywhere. But yeah, we live in an age where actually transparency is a lot bigger than people think. People are jaded though, so a lot of times they don't believe, but transparency is bigger. Favorite app at the moment? Oh, I'd have to look at my list of apps right now. I use a lot of the built-in apps in my iPhone more than third-party apps. Do you invest in the share market? Do you mean the stock market? Is it called the share market somewhere else? Yeah, I am not scholarly. I do not know. I do not know most of the world. No, I don't invest in the stock market at all. I haven't had any interest in that. I mean, it seems to me the same as like gambling or something like that. I mean, just throwing money around. I mean, I just haven't had an interest. At one point in my life, I thought maybe I would get into like day trading or something, but I didn't want to look at charts and graphs. It just wasn't my style. So, No formal education, no. Michael Dolan, no. So no formal education. I did go to like high school for like a bunch of different high schools when I was young, but I only made it to the 9th grade, but then I dropped out. So I've never done 10th or 11th or 12th grade or college or any of that. Are you a lead gen company? No, that's interesting. We're not a lead generation company, but we're a company that generates leads, but we don't sell leads. We don't generate leads for other people. Just good sales talent. Well, talent is something that you learn. So talent is something that you acquire. So, you know, like I read hundreds and hundreds of books. I mean, I've attended hundreds of seminars, read hundreds of books, listened to thousands of hours of audio. I mean, I'm just like you. I get on stuff like this and I learn, and then I go and I learn, and then I do it, and then I teach others, because when you teach others, you learn even more. So learn to teach. How many employees? Well, we just let a few employees off. Unfortunately, it's part of business. But last month, I think we did like close to $100,000 in salaries for the month. Over $1 million a year in salaries or employee-related overhead. Is it logical to quit your job and work with ex-boss for a higher price? Man, I do not understand enough to give you advice about that. Is it logical to work? Yeah, I try to make sense of that. Sorry. Maybe it's just me. Who are your typical customers? I'll come back to that. Benefits for the employees. Yeah, we do benefits. We give them options to get part of our group, you know, medical and dental plans if they want, and we do group buying, and then we do if they're there for the company for a while, we have the opportunity for stock, equity in the company, and you know, we follow California state law with hiring. So, and now Austin, Texas state law. So, you know, right now when I let people go, I let a few people go, but we have unemployment for them, stuff like that. What is your company? Internet Marketing Bar is the name of the company. JB, should I kill myself? If that's real, then I'd say get some help, asking somebody that knows you or is friends with you. If it's not real, if it's trolling, then I would say you're probably not going to get your help here. How many steps in your value ladder? I don't have a value ladder. Is Lifetime Athletic worth the price to join? If you're a good networker and you actually meet people at these places, then yes. If you're just investing in things just because they look nice and you're not actually going to like use a lot of the benefits, then I mean, the reason we join, like for instance, the reason we join nicer gyms like let's say Lifetime Fitness in Roseville is because they have a killer daycare program. We have kids, and because happy wife, happy life, my wife likes it, but I literally can do push-ups and run and stuff like that out in the streets. I could do sprints in the field over there and be just fine without going to gym. So it all depends. There's needs for anything. What is it like to compete against Google? I don't compete against Google, so I wouldn't know what that's like. What do you think of CSR? Will all companies be depending on it? CSR, I'm spacing what you might mean for that. CSR, could you say what that is? And I'll try to do it. Thanks for all you share, Chris. Thanks, Lisa. You know, I just try to spend time like this. After this, I'm going back. We do a 24-hour date night. So we date night last night, and then we stay somewhere away from the kids, let the nanny be there, and then the next morning we do breakfast. And so pretty soon I'll be wrapping up and going to do breakfast when she wakes up. What's the name of the company? If you're asking for my company, I have several of them. InternetMarketingBar.com is one of the parent companies. Corporate social responsibility. Corporate social responsibility. I'm not as familiar with that. I mean, I understand all the terms, but I'm not. When you're saying like is CSR a part of, is that some sort of big thing moving forward? I'm not sure. As far as I know, my entire life, corporations have had CSR. I'm not sure of a new trend there or anything like that. I'm not sure exactly what it is. I would have to look it up and become like an expert in that. Does my company offer solutions for physical retail locations? We do, but we only teach them. We don't, we're not in the service-based business. We're not looking for clients at all. We're too busy with ourselves as our clients. So we're not looking to work with local retailers, but we teach them. Are there good Facebook ad courses? Yes, there's lots of good Facebook advertising courses, tons of them. I have one, so I'm always biased about my own stuff, like darkpostprofits.com. Darkpostprofits.com is mine, but there's lots of them. Pi Scaled was a really good one, like the word pi, like the mathematical equation pi. That's a really good one. Pi Scaled is a case study over like one t-shirt selling course that using Facebook ads that was incredible. There's just so many Facebook ad courses, I don't even know where to get started. How important is weekly date nights? I mean, I guess it would depend on your relationship and what your spouse wanted, but if you read the book The 5 Love Languages and you determine what love language your spouse is, then you could determine the answer to that question. There's some spouses that weekly date nights won't really enhance or improve a marriage at all. That simply, there's actions that would improve it a lot more than a weekly date night. But if your love language requires a weekly date night, then if you start serving their love language, then they'll start serving your love language. You can never really force somebody to serve your own love language, but you can give them their love language, and they'll likely come back around, especially when they see the relationship improve. I do not use Darknet. On how to get to your true passion. I don't think I have one. You don't have a, Kina, you don't have a passion, you're not passionate about anything? There's a book called Third Circle Theory. Third Circle Theory that helps you to develop your purpose and what you're doing. So Third Circle Theory is a very, very good one. Did I answer the JV affiliate question? I don't think that I did. I've missed a lot of questions. Does my FB course cover Power Editor? It does. We don't have an updated, we don't have a course on the updated version of Power Editor. Barely anybody does. But I don't even use Power Editor. If you want an updated version, you can follow a guy named Damian Caceres. Damian, D-E-M-I-A-N, Caceres, C-A-C-E-R-E-S, or John Loomer, J-O-N-L-O-O-M-E-R. Both of them have courses on Power Editor that are really good. Why does Islam hate women? Gosh, I don't know. I hope they don't, but I'm not an international. I'm not really into politics. I'm not into international business. Is Joe Flacco an elite quarterback? I'm more of a San Francisco 49ers fan, not a Joe Flacco fan. But I think Kaepernick has a lot of potential if they get a good O-line for him. But the Niners have a kind of an odd team this year. Great season opener though, so they got that going for them. You guys want to spend a few more minutes together? Or we kind of wrapped up. We've been hanging for at least over half an hour. Yes, who doesn't like Jared Hayne? Hopefully everybody likes Jared Hayne. He shows a lot of promise, but obviously we got to figure out what his year is going to look like. How long did it take for you to get started with your first T-shirt sale using Facebook ads? I sold. I fortunately already knew Facebook ads before I got started in T-shirts, so my learning curve was very low, very fast. I mean, like speedy. So I don't think there's ever a T-shirt I didn't sell. But I also have a sense of good design. So I have a sense of good design. I have the ability to reverse engineer what other people are doing pretty well, and I already had Facebook ads experience. So for me, it was right away. Like my first month, I think I made like $20,000 to $30,000 with T-shirts in profit. So that's not typical. So for those of you that it's not typical, you got to really ask yourself: do you have a good sense of design? Like, do you understand it? You don't have to do it, but do you understand it? Are you good at reverse engineering other campaigns? Like what actually works? Like reverse engineering meaning like you can't just throw a design and sell it. You might think that's a good design right there, but that won't sell. You gotta really kind of look what's actually selling. What are people actually buying? What shirts are going crazy? What audiences are people targeting that makes this like reverse engineering, like going through a course and figuring out what really works, and then taking action on it. I take massive action. I spent like $5,000 on ads, like right off the bat, on that shirt. What kind of bonuses did I offer on JB sales? When I first got started with bonuses, I offered bonuses that I could fulfill myself, like extra webinars or extra versions of things, or things that I could go pay like a person on Fiverr to go do. Like for example, when I promoted Don Wilson's course, Facebook Ads Cracked, Reloaded, that course, I was kind of new in the game a little bit still. So what I did was I basically grabbed my partner. I wasn't new, okay? That's an understatement. I actually was doing ads, but I grabbed my partner Michael to do the bonus. So I found another person and bonused with him. I said, hey, can you come do this bonus and we'll split whatever? And we did 3 webinars, live webinars. So we didn't have anything fancy. No fancy sales page, nothing. It was a blog post. I literally just had a blog post that said, if you buy this product, here's what we're gonna do. And I made a little video where we logged into the account and showed the success, Michael's success. So you can basically partner up with other people for bonuses. You can put together, you can do research for people and give them research. Like if somebody wanted, if I was selling a Facebook ads course, I could say, hey, here's 1,000 here's 1,000 high converting Facebook ads that I'll give you as just for free if you buy through me. Stuff like that, you know, stuff that you could just go do research to find. Do you run any blogs? I used to run a lot of blogs, as many as 20 at a time. And I used to be a big guest blogger. So I'm sure if you search on the internet, you'll find still tons of blog posts about me. But at some point, I just kind of gave up on blogging. At some point, I figured, you know, I'd rather move to video. So now what I do is vlogging instead of blogging. So I do video logs. And they still get transcribed. I still get SEO value out of them, but I do videos. And since that turn, I've done millions and millions and millions and millions of views on my videos. Multiple millions, many millions. Thoughts on Dave Ramsey? I'm not really a big Dave Ramsey fan, but you got to realize Dave Ramsey is based on personality. So Dave Ramsey's the reason I'm not a fan of that style is because that doesn't fit my personality at all. I'm an investor, not a saver. I would rather invest. I'd rather get the money working rather than saving. So I don't get any sort of pleasure from saving, but my cousin, for example, and some of my friends are very, very, very good at disciplined saving, and that's what excites them. Seeing a number in a bank account to people or in their investment accounts or something like that really does excite people. So Dave Ramsey's style is a personality-based style. So based on that, it's very, very good. If he fits your personality, where you get excited about the little things like saving, you should definitely consider that. Best way to transcribe your videos would be someone on Odesk, which is now Upwork, or if you can afford it, go to rev.com. Rev.com. 7 figures is definitely less than 10 million. The goal is 10 million. The goal is to cross 10 million in a year in 2016 for our company. I think a lot of people watching right now could generate 7 figures in their business. I think most people just think that it's too hard. 7 figures was not that difficult of an accomplishment. I think a lot of people it's more of a mindset. 7 figures, you could actually kind of muscle, like you can muscle your way to 6 figures. You could just muscle your way there. To 7 figures, you need to incorporate some sort of leverage, and then to 8 figures, you really need systems, or you need to jump in front of some sort of massive trend, get a huge market. You know, something that has scope way beyond probably the market that you might be in. Do you use Aweber? I used Aweber for like 5 years. I use SmartMember now, but I still technically have my Aweber account, but I've got to cancel it because it costs $200 a month. There's really no reason why I should keep Aweber. Do you need a blog to be an affiliate marketer? No. I'm not sure why you would need a blog to be an affiliate marketer. But even if you did, you could just pay other people. If you ever need something or feel you need something, you just pay somebody. Say, hey, set me up a blog, make it look awesome, put a lead capture on there, and every once in a while I'll throw some articles on there. It's like $100 or whatever that costs to pay someone to do it. I mean, you just do it and then it's set up. Is SmartMember yours? Yeah, that's one of our software brands. We have a bunch. What's your take on $5 SEO gigs? Do they work? Yeah, I've used, but it's really never $5. Fiverr is the name of the site. It started off with little $5 gigs, but then they allow upsells and then they allow turnarounds. And when you actually look at what it is you actually want, it's usually something that costs more like $50 or $100. But you could even take those designers and you can give them work. Like if somebody starts designing with you, you know, just say, hey, reach out to me, whatever. If they reach out to you, these people are all looking for jobs too. They don't want to be on Fiverr. Mike Jones outsourced employees for $2K per month. Yeah, and it's easier to get outsourcers for less money, but I spent quite a bit of money. I just scaled back my operations a little bit on the physical employee side because we were up at about like $100,000 a month in employee overhead. So I scaled that back down to like 50 to 60,000 a month. No, who am I kidding? That's not including even, yeah, more like 60,000 a month. We scaled back from like 100 to 60. Smart Member, yeah. We're gonna do we're gonna do like a limited release of Smart Member. Instead of a huge official launch on the 25th, we're gonna do a limited release. So be looking for, if you're not part of Smart Member, be looking for emails for that. Go to chrisrecord.tv if you want to get on that. Okay, guys, I'm close to wrapping up here. We're gonna go have breakfast. There's a little spot in town that I think is pretty cool. I'm gonna do like the date morning. It's part of a 24-hour date night. So basically, if we're going out of town, it's Friday at 2 to Saturday at 2. If we're staying in town, it's Friday at 5 to Saturday at 5. Well, but 2 to 5 is really family time, so it's kind of not a date anymore. It's usually, it's actually always until Saturday at 2. But we leave early if we have to go to like San Francisco or something like that. I'm gonna wrap it up. Ken is boom boom. Ken's having too much fun. Modero. I don't know if I've heard of Modero or not. Oh, the sun's up, you guys. It's been bright. The sky's been bright, but the sun is actually finally creeping through the houses there. Any good books other than 5 Love Languages for Relationships? I mean, an old school one would be like Women Are From Venus, Men Are From Mars. I'm sure there's a lot. If you're like spiritual based, there's a lot of spiritual books about relationships. Also, you don't even really need books about relationships half the time. You need books about mindset. Usually the best thing you can do in a relationship, and none of us are perfect for this and it's a learning curve, is usually the best thing you can do though, the best advice we ever get is to improve ourselves. The more that we become bigger people, the more that we become better, the more that we learn to take matters into our own hands in terms of becoming the bigger type of person, the more that we actually, the other person sometimes doesn't even need to change. Sometimes we can learn to just accept them for who they are without being upset with them. And that allows us to have more of a sustainable, long-term, happy life versus always hoping that somebody's always changing for us. So I'm leaning forward because the sun is starting to blind me. The sun came out. Thank you. You'll be following from Sweden. Right on. So if anybody isn't following yet, swipe to the side and follow. What is your MLM? I'm not in MLM. No MLM for me, you guys. His Needs, Her Needs. Yeah, I've read His Needs, Her Needs too. Another good one. Ever thought about acting? You guys, I've acted before. Have you guys seen my Smart Member videos? Did anybody see my Smart Member trailers? With me, with guns and stuff like that. Does anybody see my highlight reel? I'm gonna post my highlight. What I'll do is I'll post my highlight reel to Facebook or something like that. Did anybody see the highlight reel that I did? I've been acting in a bunch, but that's just I don't have a script. I just go and freestyle the whole thing. What am I talking about? We're wrapping up. We're all done. So sorry, if you're just jumping on, click follow, and next time I go live, you'll be able to see it. This channel crossed 1 million hearts, and so I did a special challenge when I crossed 1 million hearts. When this channel crosses 2 million hearts, I'm going to donate. I'm going to go to the bank and take out $1,000 and donate to people in need on film for you guys. Look at how tired I look, you guys. I look so tired. All right, I'm done. Got to jump out, so it's been real. I'll catch you guys in the next scope.